building the things that we can do. So we'll begin, as always, by inviting ourselves to just be here. The doors have closed. We're in this room together by choice. We have, in fact, created an intention to spend a little bit of time today outside of the ordinary hustle and bustle of our lives. We have decided that we are going to stop that kind of activity for a short time. And during this time, you have no responsibilities. There's nothing you have to solve. There's nothing you have to do. We're here only to be. Let it all go like leaves flowing down a stream, just for this sacred and brief period of time together. All of your intentionality is simply about letting go of whatever is disturbing you to the extent that that's possible. You can't let it go completely. Don't get disturbed about that. Just have a feeling of willingness to let go, if that's possible. And getting rid of stories becomes very easy as I invite you to attend to the sensation that you experience right now, the sensation that you have of contact with your cushion or your chair. That sense of contact, that bit of pressure against your legs, against your bottom, that sense of being supported, that's right here in this moment. It's not a story about the past or about the future, unless your mind goes off there. Come back. Come back to this moment. This very specific sensation that you feel somewhere along the bottom part of your body, maybe the soles of your feet also if you're sitting on a chair. It's not esoteric. It's just something we don't pay attention to very often. Feel your own sensations. They're yours. They're not like anyone else's. And again, they're not a story. They're the truth of you in this moment. So let yourself feel that sensation. Don't have to describe it. Nothing but feeling it. Feeling is different than thinking. And as you let yourself settle onto your seat, there's naturally a sensation of being supported. You are, after all, not sinking down through your seat. You're held. And that support actually moves all the way through your body, especially if you are able to sit in such a way that your sits bones are actually, you can feel the contact of your sits bones. Sometimes you have to lean a little forward or just gently roll a little bit. So you can feel that sense of solidity. Your sits bones are making contact with your seat. And your sits bones are connected to your entire skeleton. And that support of just sitting, that energy of allowing yourself to be supported, it somehow just communicates to the whole rest of your skeleton. That sense of support is actually present throughout your body. Let's see if your hands are open and relaxed. Sometimes I find my hand is, clenched a bit. And just as that support is moving through you and you're settling and just naturally becoming a little more easy and relaxed, and maybe letting go a little more, even if some concerns come back to you, you let them go. See if the muscles around your mouth, maybe they can be invited to relax a little more. Or your shoulders. Your shoulders don't have to carry any burden right now. Your neck can be long, graceful like a swan's, your chin tucked in just a little bit. And when you do that, you can feel a kind of pull, almost like it's lengthening your spine, and you become aware of natural alignment through your own body. Everything we're doing is very natural. The body likes to be like this. It likes to settle and feel supported and feel that the upper part of your body is rising strong, not rigidly straight. There's a curve in your back. This is how our bodies are oriented. And with that sense of alignment, there comes a sense of smoothness. As your breath descends into your body, it has a clear path, moves quite easily. So still allowing yourself to be aware of the support, the contact with your cushion. Turn your attention gently to your breathing. Breathing is a process. There's no one thing we call breath. Breath is the movement of nourishing, life-sustaining air coming through your nose, your nostrils. You can feel it. You're not making anything up. Just settling down enough to feel what we usually take for granted. Feel your incoming breath. Maybe you feel it most strongly at your nostrils. You can feel your chest expand a bit. Perhaps we understand that even as our heart expanding. Heart is the seat of the emotions, so if we have a kind of armor around our feelings, they can slowly begin to thin out. And if you're relaxed and allow it, the energy of your breath will go all the way down to your belly. And your belly will puff out a little bit. And then at exactly the right moment for you, because we're not trying to control our breath in any way at all, we're just observing it. And there's that moment when you just let go. You can feel the relaxation, letting go that breath, expelling. If you like, you can feel you're expelling not only breath, but whatever it is that is tying you up in knots right now, and letting those knots loosen, literally loosen. Expelling any anger, any emotion that's disturbing you, if you like. You can imagine that that is also expelled out through your breath and just dissolves into space. It really doesn't have any thingness of its own. It'll just dissolve. And of course, everyone occasionally, maybe even every few moments, some thought comes and you jump on it and you ride away with it. And as soon as you notice that you've done that, bravo, come back just like that. You don't have to dismount the horse and tie it onto a post. Just as soon as you notice that you've gone far away in time or space, just come back to your breath. It's always here, always waiting for you. So we'll sit a few minutes breathing together. And maybe even coming to feel, as you're watching your breath, that the distance between watcher and watched begins to dissolve. And somehow you just are your breathing, and you can feel it and know it. It's not even like you have breath anymore. It's like you are breathing. So see how that is for you. I'll be silent for a minute or two. Feel into your own experience. No experience is ever wrong. Your experience is your experience. And we're practicing giving up the story, giving up the reactivity, just being present to whatever is occurring to you. There's huge self-acceptance in that. Self-acceptance may not be a strong habit for some of us. It's a very helpful habit. So we're cultivating it now. Just be present to your experience of breathing. If you find yourself in a moment of self-judgment, I'm not doing this well, or even I'm doing this fantastically, as a story, perhaps you can let it go and just be there with your experience. If you're feeling sunken or sleepy or dull, open your eyes a crack. Not to look at anything, just to allow whatever appears, perhaps the floor a foot or two in front of you, to be there. Your attention is still on your breath, but your eyes are open, and that brings in a helpful energy. Let your belly be relaxed. That's the first place we tense up often. Feels good to fill your belly with breath. Nobody will think you're fat sitting on your cushion. Belly really anchors us into the present, so filling it with breath is very, very helpful. Again, not forcing, just allowing your belly to be relaxed, and just naturally it will receive some energy, air. It will puff up a little bit. See how that feels to you. So we're all breathing very well. Everything's going really well. Now we can open up the dimension of our senses a little bit more. We've been mainly with our body sense, kinesthetic, tactile sensing. So let your attention now be very, very gently in the center of your chest. And with the exhale, your exhale, we're going to sound the sound hong twice. Hong, hong, like that. Chanting it loudly. And feeling the experience of chanting loudly. You'll feel vibrations in your body. You'll hear others chanting. And as we do this, we feel that our mind and sound, neither of which have form, neither of which have any kind of shape that could keep them apart, that your mind and your sound are unified. As your sound goes out and expands into the room, your mind does also. And this is another way of training in presence. Because sound is also always in the present. So your own rhythm, everybody do your own rhythm. Some people breathe out longly, some breathe a shorter breath, whatever's comfortable for you. 2 hungs. Hung is the sound of gathering. It's the sound of the enlightened mind in the Buddhist tradition. It's a sound that helps us be present. And back to your breathing, feeling the inflow, feeling it fill you, fill your belly, feeling the letting go, the inflow and the letting go, the rhythm of our lives. And now let go even of attending to your breathing, the transition before a short break. It's always good at the close of a session to let go of the practice and just sit and just be for a moment. Feel how you are. Let your body digest the experience. You may not feel it was a dramatic experience, but there's always something to digest. You're not doing anything anymore. You're just sitting, relaxing, hanging out on your seat. Did well. Just enjoying the fruition of your practice, whatever it is. Take a little break. There's some snacks. You come back in 10 minutes and we'll complete our practice. If you haven't written in the book names of people to whom you would like to dedicate or with whom you share your practice today, please do. I think it's going around in the back there. That's what it's for. We'll read the names at the end of our session. Okay, you have 8 minutes now.
Dawn Mountain offers traditional Buddhist teachings, primarily in the Tibetan tradition, in a way that is accessible to contemporary Americans. Having studied and practiced for many years under recognized Tibetan masters, and understanding that these teachings provide a way to realize the natural state of mind that embodies profound wisdom and deep love, Klein and Harvey Aronson wish to share these traditions here in the United States. As a result, they established Dawn Mountain in June 1996, based on the core belief that it is possible to cultivate a better understanding of our deepest nature, which in turn facilitates new levels of mental calm and self-acceptance.
So our inspiration really comes from our love and gratitude to our own teachers. They spent so much time and care with us over many, many years.
Rigdzin Rinpoche was extraordinarily compassionate. He had a terrific sense of humor. And just his ability to be present and immediate and just there. Adzon Rinpoche is extraordinarily compassionate and grounded.
And we've had extraordinary experiences with Adzon Rinpoche, whom I met in Tibet in 96. And I've had many hours of just, one-on-one conversation, a person who has tens of thousands of students to attend to. Okay, there's this wealth of cultural wisdom in Tibet. It's encoded in texts, in practices, in rituals, in art, and many people in the West are attracted to it, and yet Westerners are Westerners. We're Westerners. We're not monastics. We may dedicate our lives to practice in our heart of hearts, but we have families, we have jobs, we have all kinds of responsibilities. So how can we communicate and really experience transformation through these practices? For that, some kind of bridging is necessary. We're also a community center, nonprofit community center, which is the hub of our work extending life skills, the life skills of cultivating calm, of cultivating ease in life, of cultivating kindness.
What did you do today that you liked?
Make the glittery thing to show your anger.
And what happened when you shook up the glittery thing?
It made me feel a little bit like I wanted to meditate in peace.
And then the Research Institute is where we look at what we can provide by way of information gained through research for the interested public. So we've mentioned that our own teachings here, which are drawn from work that we've done, our own translation work, our own study, and so forth, some of these will start appearing as pamphlets for practitioners here, and some of them will become books that will be published and will be widely available to the larger public. And I am right now in the process of gathering a team to translate a text from this tradition, which he powerfully feels, and which I also have a very, very strong wish to see translated. And we hope to do more of that. We've seen people telling us how their lives have changed, how their lives are improved, the comfort, the inspiration that they feel coming to Dawn Mountain. We really are inspired to envision a way that Dawn Mountain becomes a stable beacon and place of gathering for people who wish to practice at whatever level.
I trust the teachings. I feel in the place. I feel that I am constantly fed.
And I can feel my breathing better because of the way my legs are positioned.
How long have you been sitting like that?
I learned it when I started coming here.
And it's not only been in the spiritual sense, but also in every aspect of my daily life. I feel that I'm less stressed out. I don't get as angry or as depressed as I used to.
It's good. It teaches me how to kind of relax and be mindful and help with school and stuff like that whenever I get aggravated.
One of our projects that has come to partial fruition is that we have developed a curriculum, which is posted on our website, that explains the open matrix of what a spiritual path can be supported here at Dawn Mountain.
We've slowly become aware of the power of the media, and it is clear now that there is great interest in both our broadcasts from here, and from time to time we might be able to have broadcasts from Asia with Adzom Rinpoche or his sister Anila. Without students there are no teachers, and without teachers there are no students. We all dependently create one another. So we're very, very excited by the energy that is in the community. The community is alive, it is supportive, it is growing, and it really wishes to thrive, and we want to participate in that thriving in every way that we can. But we're really talking about finding a space of shared values. And if individuals share the values that we have in terms of coming to a deep appreciation of our innermost nature, then come and participate. That's the most significant thing that we can do together. Just sharing our participation is lovely and meaningful. And anything above and beyond that by way of offering service for this community, offering financial, flows naturally. And we expect that that will just be a natural outflow for people because of that shared interest.
Lama
Dawn Mountain offers traditional Buddhist teachings primarily in the Tibetan tradition in a way that is accessible to contemporary Americans. Having studied and practiced for many years under recognized Tibetan masters, and understanding that these teachings provide a way to realize the natural state of mind that embodies profound wisdom and deep love, Anne Klein and Harvey Aronson wished to share these traditions here in the United States. As a result, they established Dawn Mountain in June 1996, based on the core belief that it is possible to cultivate a better understanding of our deepest nature, which in turn facilitates new levels of mental calm and self-acceptance.
So our inspiration really comes from our love and gratitude to our own teachers. They spent so much time and care with us over many, many years.
Khetsen Rinpoche was extraordinarily compassionate. He had a terrific sense of humor. And just his ability to be present and immediate and just there. Adzom Rinpoche is extraordinarily compassionate and grounded.
And we've had extraordinary experiences with Adzom Rinpoche, whom I met in Tibet in 96. And I've had many hours of just, one-on-one conversation, a person who has tens of thousands of students to attend to. Okay, there's this wealth of cultural wisdom in Tibet. It's encoded in texts. All right? Anything surface? Simple, right? You know how to do it? Put it in your pocket and take it home if you like. Any questions? Okay, I don't know if you're shy or you really have no questions, but in any case, good. Oh, I forgot this. What about mindfulness? Yeah, so it's a simple practice, yes? Well, it's simple and it's quite profound. So if you're so inclined, we encourage you, take it home. You can just do the breathing part if you like. You can just do the sounding part if you like. They're a little different, right? Maybe you have a little different experience. For some people, the sound is really very, it's kind of all-encompassing. It's a little different kind of experience, a sense of mind expanding a bit. Yeah, some of you are nodding. I'm sure you have your own experiences. Yeah, it's relaxing. And besides that, most beings like to make noise, really. Even we have a little bird, and she, bird, how can a bird, well, they can talk, but you put a spoon on a wooden table, and the bird will come and lift it up a little bit, and it clangs. It makes a big noise for a bird.
Okay, thank you.
And they like it. We had one bird who liked to turn on our oven because the bell would ring and it was really loud, and you could tell she was quite pleased to be able to create this amazing noise for a bird. So we can enjoy making noise, making a chant. You feel a certain kind of power with your own voice. So, encouraging you to do that. Okay, and no questions? You're good? Okay. So we'll continue and we'll close with our dedication. And now you know what to do. It doesn't take long to feel the contact with your cushion. You're right here in the present moment. And you're already breathing. So let your attention be with your breath. Ideally, if you're in a chair, your feet are flat on the floor. See if that feels good to you. It leaves the body more open for the flow of your breath and all the energies associated with your breathing. All right, so let your belly relax so it can Feel the gift of your in-breath. You know, you're just sitting. You're not doing something exotic. Just being a human being, sitting and breathing. It's kind of great. So let yourself settle a little bit. Feeling your breath, feeling your inhalation, energize your body. Experiencing that very precise experience of ease and relaxation as you exhale. You can feel it, no? All these wonders of our experience that we don't pay any attention to. But when we do, they really pull us into the present. They pull us into being. They pull us into our own experience, our own lives. So be with your breath. Get distracted, no big deal, just come back. Present is always here. Your breath is always here. No problems. And in closing, we refresh our intention that our practice be of real benefit to ourselves, therefore to the people around us, and somehow to everyone. So we have dedication on your sheet, and we'll sing that, followed by the blessing and reading the names. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom, shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala.
So, along with all sentient beings, today in particular, we bring to mind our broadcasters, our new temple, all sanghas, all suffering children, Mary, Era, Carol, Dominic, Barbara, Gregory, Brian, Roxy, Sophie, Gio, Manny, Liam, George, Juliana, and Lauren, Jerry, Mary, Scott, Barbara, Gary, and all broadcasters, Sadie the dog, surgery, recovery, Ann and Harvey, Rhonda, Dulcie, Judy Butler, Cindy, Samantha, Jason Rothfeld, Nell, Hannah Torre, Annette, Lenart, Laura, Nanoana, SW, Kate Van, Dante Chaz, Ignacio, Zachary, Doug, Anna and Peter, Tom, Yoko and new baby expected, Cookie the dog, Bardo, Sadie the dog, Bardo, Jenny, Ada, Cindy, Siddharth, Vasudha, Palash, Aruna, Anushri, Sharanya, Vivek, Swarna Prabha, Malshri, Apurva, Patrick Bryce, Luann, Shane, Elisa Ray, Carol Ray, Jasmine Barnes in the Bardo, all returning teachers, all returning students, all Dunn Mountain volunteers, George Runyon, Arm, Kimper, my dog, my best friend, Bardo. Lisa, Marino, Whitney, Geronimo and family, Remy the cat, Matilda and Valerie, Sean, Mary Scott, Antonia and George, Eleanor Day, Anthony L., Joyce and family, Barbara and family, breast cancer, Lon M. and family, Dot, Bardo, Buddy, Kwang and Kimmy's dog in the Bardo.
Richard. Thank you, everyone. Have a peaceful, wonderful, maybe surprising Sunday. We meet again next Tuesday, beginning our spring sequence of Teaching Tuesdays.
January 15th. dear.
January 15th, Mindfulness Opening to Wisdom. You're all welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank
And
you,
we have a retreat
broadcasters.
on Tara on February 15th. There's material online about that.
And you're welcome to apply or to ask us about it if you're not sure. Okay? Thank you.